My name is Darla, and today I'm here with Devin, and we're gonna get started by talking about his build that he's got here.
Yeah, it's a 1975 Shovelhead. Nothing crazy cool about it, in my opinion. It's swing arm. I've thought about doing a hardtail on it, but I have two other hardtail bikes. I don't think I need to. But yeah, I mean, 21, 16, kind of standard. I have a Paco, I think it's 2 to 4 over Springer. I'm not sure exactly. And it's a 93 inch. It's got some stroked out cylinders in it. It's got a cam in it. I built the exhaust, a 2-in-1 with that fishtail, which I kind of regret because when I kick it, I always chop my pant leg on it.
Oh, okay, it gets stuck.
Yeah, yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard. Like I said, I wanted to keep it as a swing arm because I have two other hardtail. So it's been pretty rad so far. I'm digging it. Yeah.
It's like your comfort bike.
Yeah, totally. It helps the back a little bit for sure. Yeah. I plan on taking it on some bigger trips. Hopefully next weekend we're gonna go to Part at the Pen in Boise. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I tried to go down to the Sonora Pass one for the Death Traps trip, but I ended up blowing out my advance unit in the cone. And of course, it was a Friday afternoon. All the shops were closing up, and I had to call it quits, unfortunately. Luckily, I didn't go too far. I was just like the next city over. And so my wife had to come pick me up. So that was kind of a bummer.
I'm surprised you didn't just switch bikes.
I thought about it, and it got kind of late, and I was riding solo. I was going to meet some friends out there, but yeah, I just ended up like, I'll call it quits. It was a sign. I was like, ah.
Yeah, sometimes when things go wrong, you're like, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, this is kind of just like swap meet parts kind of build. I got it in Fallon, Nevada, which is like 45 minutes away from here. And the guy was like putting it together, and he kind of was over it, didn't really finish it. I got it over. He had put the 93-inch stroker cylinders on it, but I don't think he built it completely correct. I think he just like mix match parts onto it.
Yeah.
So I got it running, and it was blowing white smoke like crazy. And turns out that the head gasket, there's another oil passage that needed a hole in the head gasket, and it wasn't there. So he just put the wrong gaskets on it. So we got that sorted out, and now it's ripping. I kind of just broke in the motor for the most part. So yeah, it's ripping now. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you had it?
About 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now. Yeah. And it's kind of changed a little bit. I had a different front end on it, and then I came across a Springer on Facebook Marketplace because I'm an avid Facebook Marketplace Craigslist guy.
As you should be.
Yeah, as most people are probably. I'm on it more than Instagram, which I think is good. But yeah, I picked up this Springer. I wasn't really sure about the Springer on a swing arm. A lot of people have their own opinions on that, but I think it's rad. It's got that skinny look too. But yeah, got the Springer on it, did the dog bones, did the little spikes on the side, kind of did the whole deal with the handlebars. I had that tank lying around. My buddy Dave Hall, he's a tattoo artist. He painted that a while ago. It's probably like 5 years ago. I had it on an iron head before this. So I threw that on, and then, like I said, built the exhaust. My buddy Blue out in San Francisco had a similar swing arm shovel like this, and he had a 2-in-1 with a fishtail, which I fucking dig. So I ended up, putting that together, welding it up, and other than that, I mean, put those solid shocks on, the covered shocks. But yeah, other than that, I've been just ripping it.
I feel like, I don't know if I've ever seen a fishtail on such a short.
And like I said, I kind of screwed myself because I wanted it shorter, and I built it kind of long, and I was like, I'll chop it and re-weld it. And now, like I said, every time I kick it, I have to like tuck my pant leg in my
so you
sock.
don't get caught on it.
Yeah, I've ripped a few pants on it, but
so funny. But I like it because it's different because I never see it like that.
Yeah. So it's shorter, which I think is sick.
What about your dice gas cap? Did that come with the tank, or are you coming at?
No, that actually came off this Evo. When I picked it up with that tank, and obviously I had that tank painted by my friend Paige. She's a sign painter here in town, and the red didn't really go with the blue, so I took it off, and I like the gas cap, so I threw it on this. It kind of goes with the colors a lot more. So
I met Paige at Ace High.
Yeah, she's super
cool.
rad. Yeah, totally.
She made me feel special. She was like, "Oh my god, I'm a fan." And I was like, "I have a fan."
Yeah, we're gonna go to Party at the Pen. Hopefully we make it, but we're known to break down, but crossing our fingers. But yeah, her and her husband Rick, we're all gonna rip out there. I think we're gonna leave on Thursday. So yeah, I mean, follow along for that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Party at the Pen.
I haven't either. I heard it's really sick.
That's what I've heard too, and I've seen videos, and it looks really sick.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, maybe next year.
Yeah, there's always next year. Yeah. So that'll be cool. We just got done with the Virginia City Roundup, and I feel like it's similar kind of vibe. You know, it's kind of like in this cool area or whatever. I've only seen pictures of it as far as.
Yeah, I saw lots of videos of that one too. That's another one I have not gone to. But
Virginia City?
Yeah.
You have to go. They keep saying they might not do it next year, but they said that last year.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like, you guys, next year's my year. Keep doing things.
I was telling everybody, I was like, if they don't have it, let's just all jam up here anyway and party.
Just make it our own thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, yeah, it's a good one. It's fun for sure. And it's so close. I mean, it's only 20 minutes from here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get into choppers?
I've always been a fan of motorcycles. I grew up in Colfax, California, and all my friends had like dirt bikes growing up. But, you know, it was on my Christmas list every year. Santa never got it for me. So I never got my dirt bike. But, you know, once I got older, I moved out. You know, I still had that like idea of wanting a dirt bike or just wanting a motorcycle in general. Scrolling on Instagram and stuff like that. I got super into like dynos for a little bit. And then just came across some chopper pages. This is probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I was like, I need one of those. So I did the typical, like, get the Sportster, A83 Sportster, stock Sportster. It was an 03. And then, you know, throw the bars on, like go on Built Well or whatever, throw the bars on or whatever, get a sissy bar, do that whole thing, put a pack on it, go camping. And I think Sportsters are honestly like the best bikes for sure to like start with if you're getting into it. I feel like everybody, you know, has to start on that. I think they're one of Harley's best built motorcycles, to be honest with you. So yeah, I started doing that, and then I had some issues with it. So I went to a local shop here in town that Jeremy King from 666 Cycles, he used to work there. I went in there with my Sporty to get it fixed up because there was an ignition issue going on. And I asked the front desk lady, I was like, hey, do you guys need an extra hand? So I was working a swing shift job at the time, and I had like the mornings available. And she's like, yeah, you know, come back on Friday and we can use some extra hands, because it was like the beginning of spring, so they were about to get really busy. So I came back. The whole first week, I was like only working from like 9 to like 2 in the afternoon. The whole first week, they were just having me sweep up the floors and whatnot. But it was rad because I was just around like motorcycles all day long, you know, and I really didn't know much about it. And then after a while, they started getting me on like, you know, oil changes, like the simple stuff, like, you know, tire changes and stuff like that. And just being around it, and especially, you know, mentoring kind of under Jeremy, he, you know, kind of showed me the way, showed me ins and outs and stuff like that. And I think doing that, you kind of figure it out, you know, over time. And, you know, having someone like that to kind of teach you along the way is super rad too. And so that's kind of how I learned about the ins and outs of motorcycles. And after that, it was just like Facebook Marketplace, you know, pick it up, Shovelheads or whatever. So I've had a handful of bikes, traded some bikes for, you know, old cars and old vans and stuff like that. And now, I mean, my garage is kind of full of them, which is sick. So they take up a lot of my time. But yeah, and it's really cool to meet like a bunch of people, especially like around town and here in Reno, that ride choppers, like that are just building bikes in their garage that you don't even know about. So yeah, it's kind of how I got into it.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to like,
I think it's rad.
Tell people.
I think people don't realize
about the people that are hiding in their garage.
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize that there's literally like, you know, people down the street that probably are like have shovel heads in the garage or like wrenching on them or just quiet about it.
They don't. People are always so, we actually have created friend groups now because people that didn't know other people existed in the area until they saw each other's videos, and now they're like all riding together, and yeah, Bandita's bringing the people together.
Yeah, super sick. Yeah, there's a pretty sick scene here in Reno. I mean, I know NorCal's got a bunch of dudes down there too. But yeah, I think just all in this area, and it's cool that there's, you know, the Aces High show, the Virginia City Roundup. Is there any shows down in Sacramento right now?
Not technically Sacramento. Just like there's a NorCal chopper show, but it's not in Sac. It's like a couple. Yeah. I
would say, yeah, if you're on the outskirts looking in, go to the shows, even if you don't even have a bike. Just go.
That's the cool thing though, is like we're not from Reno, but we're here, and like we go to San Francisco. It's like none of us are really that far from each other, so it's like we're all still like close enough to be able to like do stuff together or go to the same shows and stuff. So that's cool too.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and like I said, like I think, you know, you hear all the time too, like if you're trying to get into it, don't be afraid to just like maybe message someone on Instagram that like you see that has a chopper or whatever, you know, because maybe you'll get cool guy or whatever, that happens. But for the most part, in my experience, that people are more than welcome to help you out.
People are very, very nice, super kind.
Yeah, if in my perfect world, I'd go to any like intersection and see like 4 choppers like on each side of the intersection. I just want more people to get into it. I think it's sick.
Every single person that we've interviewed has been like nothing but kind and generous, and a lot of them, we started off, I was just interviewing like some of my closer friends, but then I just kind of started reaching out to strangers, and it was like every single person I've met is just like so cool, super nice, down for the cause, wants to help, like whatever they can. And I'm like, dude, the chopper community,
they're super helpful.
They're good people.
Yeah, and our ride, we went down to Born Free last year, and I took my Evo, and I had some friends with me. One had a Panhead, there was 2 Sporties, and we had a chase van, luckily, but we all broke down at least once or twice. So we had our bikes in the van at least once for all of us. But that being said, like even though we had to do that, like you always hear it, like the road provides. Like if you need a part or whatever, you just like hit up, you know, someone on Facebook, and they're like right down the street.
Yeah.
And then you can fix it. So yeah, I mean, having more people in the choppers that are willing to help is super sick.
So which one of these bikes are you riding more regularly?
This one right now. Yeah, this one just because I finished the top end last summer, and I've been slowly breaking it in and wanting to take it on longer trips. I took the Evo last year to Born Free. You know, Evos are pretty tried and true. I only had issues with my alignment with my transmission because it's an open belt drive. But I've been wanting to take this on longer trips, doing Party at the Pen next weekend. So I've been just riding this as much as I can to kind of get used to it and just like make sure everything is kind of checked off. So yeah, been riding this one the most. That one's still super fun to rip around. And then I'm trying to build that pan shovel back there, which I'm getting made fun of from my friends because that's been on the list probably for like 1.5 years. But it's just it's a slow moving process. Which is, I mean, whatever. Like I have, you know, 2 other bikes that I can go rip around, so I'm not like trying to rush that. And you know, it's an older bike, pan shovel, so all the, you know, bits and pieces, you can't necessarily get off lowbrow all the time. You got to go to like the swap meets, or at least like the legit pieces. But yeah, I've been piecing that together slowly. Hopefully by the end of the summer, early fall, I'll have it pretty much dialed. I'm almost there. And then I'll have 3 Harleys in my garage that are running, hopefully, which is rare. So yeah.
And then so when you're done with that, you're gonna chop up the Yamaha?
Yeah, and then I got my XS, which I had for sale for a while.
And then you tried it apart.
I had someone come over and ride it, and they're like, oh, let me think about it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me know. They left, I got on it, and I ripped it around. I was like, this thing's so fucking fun. And I've always been like a fan of the XS 650s, and I think they make sick choppers. So that's, yeah, the next on the bucket list for, yeah. I told myself too that I'm not gonna sell another bike for a long time. I was beating myself up about selling my Sporty, my 83. I ended up selling it, or I ended up trading it for an old 65 G10 van. And it was out in Merced, and I saw it on Facebook Marketplace like a couple years later. and someone had just like completely ruined it. But I saw it and I was like, I still want it back. I hit him up and he's like, oh, some guy's gonna come pick it up, and then it ended up falling through. But I always beat myself up for selling it. But now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold on to all bikes that I can right now. I say that, but you know, like I said, I'm always trying to wheel and deal. So we'll see.
Something ends up coming along where you're like,
Yeah. I'm in a spot where I can kind of keep them. Like I don't need to like, you know, flip them or whatever, which is sweet. Like I want to like have my garage full of motorcycles. My wife might say differently, but yeah, I don't know. I like having bikes in my garage, especially if they're running. So.
When you got this bike, like, did you have like a style you were going for? It just kind of like fell together.
It kind of fell together. I wanted to hardtail it, but I didn't get around to it. I actually had a hardtail for this bike, and then I ended up trading it with a bunch of other parts to Cody for that rigid right there. And I kind of I liked a blues bike. Like I said, my buddy in San Francisco, he had a very like similar build where it was a swing arm jockey shift with that, you know, fishtail with 2-in-1 fishtail. But yeah, it kind of came together. Like I'm not super, you know, following a certain build. I had an old hardtail sporty that was kind of like performance, had like dual disc front end and stuff like that. And then, you know, this thing came along, which is kind of a little bit different, like longer. And then this one, you know, a little bit squattier and stuff like that. So I don't really think I have like a certain type or a certain style.
Yeah, and then this one's got like a super long.
Super long, and I wanted a long one eventually, so that one kind of came in my lap too. So it's like kind of each little style, which I'm just a nerd about any kind of chopper, like any kind of customized bike is sick.
It's keeping you well-rounded.
Yeah, and if I get like tired of like a swing arm or whatever, where like I want to feel like I'm sitting in the bike, I just hop on the Evo. But yeah, no, I didn't really have like a certain style to go for. Like I said, just going to like swap meets and like finding different pieces and whatnot, and like, oh, this might be sick on this, and throwing it on and seeing if I like it. And like, you know, you always say like, oh, this is the finished product, but it's never really finished, you know, that I might change out the seat or whatever. So, but yeah, it's ripping for right now, and I like how it looks right now, so I'm gonna keep it kind of how it is. And then who knows, maybe winter comes around, I might hardtail it. I don't know. I'm not like, I don't have a certain way it needs to look. I just want it to ride and be fun. So, and it's doing that right now. Might change out the wheels. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the 2116 right now. I don't know why. I think I kind of just like see a bike on my Instagram or something like that. I'm like, oh shit, I want to do that now. Which could be a sickness, but yeah, maybe change. I've had different bars on it, like, you know, the typical change out the bars, different air cleaners. But for the most part, like I just like my bikes to be running, have like little cool bits and pieces here and there. But yeah, I don't need it. Obviously, it's not a show bike. That's like, I like it, kind of ratty, don't really care. It got crazy dirty when I went up to Virginia City, just because it was raining up there too. So I don't need it like always super clean or whatever. So.
No, most of the people that I've met, they're like, never wash your bike.
Yeah, I'll like wipe it down, but yeah, it's like kind of pointless after a while, especially like an old Shovelhead. Like if you're gonna ride it, just ride it. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna see where this goes. I kind of like how you find a piece and then it might change the style of the bike, and then you can kind of go that way with it. Like if you're on the outside looking in, like, just go out and ask, or maybe go stop by your local motorcycle shop. Even if you have time, maybe you can, you know, see if they need some help. That's kind of what I did. But like, by all means, like you're not really gonna know anything until you like put yourself out there. Definitely, you know, buy all the owner's manuals, maybe just get like a sporty or something like that. But like, I guess what I'm trying to say is just put yourself out there, whether it's just hitting someone up on Instagram or something like that. And just say, hey, I got this bike. I don't really know what's going on with this, or I want to make it look like this or whatever. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be willing to help you out. So yeah, I would just say, don't be afraid to ask questions. No one really knows what they're doing when they first start. And with that, you're probably going to make some kind of connection or make a riding buddy out of it. So yeah, just put yourself out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Well, cool. I mean, thanks for letting us come over and talk about your bikes. It's funny because the only one I think that I saw on your Instagram was that one. And then when we came, I was like, oh my God, look at all these.
Yeah, I'm not super good at Instagram. I'm good at staring at it and scrolling, but I'm not good at posting. But yeah, I have that one up. I haven't really posted too much about that one yet. Kind of want it to be somewhat complete before I do. But like I said, I'm not big on like posting or whatever. I'll do a story here every once in a while, but yeah, I'm starting to add a collection for sure, which is exciting, but constant projects for sure. Yeah.
Well, you ready to rip?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned for next time for another, who knows what kind of video. I don't know. You don't know. I'll have to stay and find out.